Hello everyone. The new expansion is coming out in 1 week, and before everything rotates out and we start a new Hearthstone season, I just wanted to show off a deck that I've been having a lot of success with lately, and it's the mid-range Dragon Druid. So this deck used to be a lot better some months ago, but they nerfed a lot of the key cards, and then after the mini set came out, which gave other classes more tools to work with. But I still think this is a good deck that you can use to hit Legend with if you have good play. This deck isn't really the strongest in the early game, but mostly you use your Cactus Construct to get through your first couple of turns. You use this as a 1-drop, and if you don't have any other 2-drops to play, you just play the 2-cost minion you discover. But mostly what this deck is trying to do is ramp using the Splish Splash Whelp, and you can hit various power spikes. For example, once you get 4 mana crystals, you can play the Desert Nest Matron, which is a free 3/4 if you're holding a dragon. Later on, you can play the Summer Flower Child and possibly draw yourself a Dragon Golem. Dragon Golem is one of the win conditions in this deck, because if you play it, you can often get 5, 6, or 7 of these guys on the board, and if they stick, it deals a lot of damage to your opponent. For the higher mana cost dragons, we have Fi, which is often discounted to pretty cheap, sometimes to 0 mana even. And it's just a good way to stabilize on board to just put out a big threat. We also have Alexstrasza, which can be used to finish off your opponents if they're very low. So let's try out this deck in ranked. But before I do, let me just go over what you're going to mulligan for. You generally want to keep Cactus Construct, Splish Splash Whelp, Nest Matron. I think Take to the Skies is often a good card to keep. And maybe even a Flower Child if you already have your early game in your hand. So let's try out some games. Okay, our first matchup is against a Warrior. This will be more of a challenging matchup because Warrior has lots of ways of clearing your board. I myself have played a lot of Control Warrior as well, and a lot of times you just feel very safe because you have tons of removal in your hand. So my strategy for trying to beat Warriors is just constantly applying pressure. And sometimes you just gotta play and hope they don't have any removal. It's just how it is. And yeah, Renathal's been reverted, so he's gonna start with 40 health, and that's gonna be a little bit harder. It'll only make the victory more sweet. So which one should I pick? Splish Splash Whelp or Watcher of the Sun? I think we're gonna go for turn 2 Splish Splash Whelp. And I'm actually not sure which one I should pick. I'm actually not sure at all. I think I'll just pick the Whelp here. This makes sense because it gives me another dragon for the Dragon Golem. Fortunately, I don't think I can let my opponent draw. And anyways, turn 3, we can just coin out both of the Whelps, so I think it's good to hear. We're good to hero power here. This is going to be very tough with the 40 health Renathal, because when I was playing this deck, that was before Renathal was nerfed, so these warrior matchups were a little bit easier. It's never easy playing against warrior though. So we'll just play 2 whelps. Make sure to play the one that he already knows I have, because if I played the outer 2, he would know that I had a third whelp. That I have a third whelp in my hand. Doesn't let me. Unfortunately, this play means I can't finale my Summer Flower Child. I might just play it anyways. I think I aquatic first, because it usually hits something that I can play. Is there any merit to taking an... I guess I can take an Innervate, which means I can just Innervate out my Dragon Golem. Although it's only 3 dragons, so I think I won't do that. You know what? I think this is the play, actually. Take the Innervate, so I can do Astalor plus Summer Flower Child with the finale. It's just not really worth playing a Dragon Golem for just three dragons. So now we just hope our opponent doesn't have that much removal. Is that in his deck? Oh, it is. So this is a Taunt Warrior deck. It's not like a classic Control Warrior. I mean, it's not like the Odin Warrior decks, I assume. So this will summon me how many dragons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I'm going to double trade in here, and I'm going to play the Dragon Golem so I get 6 of these. Currently the Blast Turtleoise would deal 3 damage to my board. So everything still stays alive, fortunately. Just hope he doesn't have like a Sanitize. Okay, Aftershocks. Anything else? Oh, that's unfortunate. I think I'll just Innervate a Malagos here. So this will help me thin my deck, and hopefully I'll be able to draw another Dragon Golem. Is there a different play? I can go, for example, Astalor, Splish Splash Whelp, Amalgam, maybe? Okay, let's do Splish Splash Whelp Amalgam, see what we get. I could pick a Topior, but I don't actually have that many nature spells. Maybe just the Deathwing here. I don't know if that's right, though. So my opponent plays a bunch of big taunts. This might be the... I think I'll just pick a Spinetail Drake here. Because I really don't want to discard my hand. And this just gives me more ways of clearing minions. Like, Spinetail Drake is one of the biggest tempo swings you can make with this deck. At 4 mana, let's say. Because this is kind of like a Firelands portal, if you think about it. Okay, I think Astlor means this doesn't resummon, so I think I'll play this. It'll just be Astlor plus Hero Power. So let's do this. I'm pretty sure it doesn't resummon because the Death Rattle triggers after all the shots fire. So we're good. And let's try to count the number of spells I have in my decks. We've got 1, 3, 4, 5 spells. It's quite a strange Dirty Rat, because this gives me a lot of tempo, actually. This is an 8 mana card that he just put out on the battlefield for free. So Spinetail Drake plus Hero Power plus this Whelp trades well into here. Maybe I just play both the Spinetail Drakes. I do want to draw my Dragon Golem, though. So maybe I just play 1 Spinetail Drake and 1 Amber Whelp. But then I can't Hero Power. Oh, we did get a Fi. That makes this turn a little bit more interesting. I definitely don't want to overcommit on this board. Let's do this. So we'll push the 16 damage face, and we'll just do that trade. It's an awfully strange Reno deck. I didn't really expect the Reno, because I expected this just to be like a regular Taunt Warrior deck. So I'll play Malagos here while I can. He already used the Blade Storm, which means he doesn't have a second one, probably, since he's playing Reno. Do I play both the Gardens? I think I just play one of the Gardens, and maybe save the second one for Dragon Golem. Or wait, I can play the Sunken Gardens. That might be the play actually. So Dragon Golem is at the bottom. Does that mean that I want to dredge this thing up instead? No, I think this is okay. I mean, I have a way to draw the Dragon Golem with the Take to the Skies. Okay, so that's going to be a Blast Charge. Unfortunately, it does feel like my opponent is drawing all of his removal spells in like the top 20 cards of his deck. So let's do Take to the Skies, and hopefully we get ourselves a Dragon Golem. Nope. Okay. I guess we'll start with the Nest Matron. And let's see. I'll take another Phi. I mean, Ray Estraza is actually active right now. So maybe I take that instead. No, I'm actually going to take Phi. I don't want to drag this game on for too long. Oh, I should have played the Cactus Construct first, because it actually would have buffed my Amalgam. Oh, but there's Badlands Brawler. He's not out of removal yet. Maybe I should have taken the Ray Estraza. I kind of regret that now. So I get really punished if he plays Brawler. Oh, of course. Top decked. Oh shoot, I should have played the Gardens first. Okay, I'm just gonna go all in here, because I think my opponent's basically used all the possible removal spells he could have. So if he's anything else, I'm just screwed here. Okay, there goes the Ox. He'll get 4 8-cost cards. Do I have lethal here? So if I push the 7 damage here and a hero power, I could push 12, 15 damage face. Or I can Spine Tail plus Amber Whelp this. I could push 12, 19. Yeah, it's lethal. I think this is the issue with Reno Warriors, that you can't run duplicates in your deck, so if you're out of removal, you just kind of die. I'm against a rogue right now. So sometimes I keep the Summer Flower Child, but in the case where I don't have any of my early game, I'm getting rid of it. I draw into all of my late game, which is unfortunate. I'll play the Sharn Gardens here since it's very good to buff the Dragon Golem with the Sharn Gardens. I think it's the main reason why this card is run in the deck list. Let's hope we draw into something cheap. That's nice. The Splish Splash Swap was good. Oh, another Sharn Gardens. I think I just want to play this and bump the 1/1. I could bump the Divine Shield here, but I'll take too much damage. And we're almost guaranteed to draw into something playable next turn, thankfully. This is about as unlucky as you can get in terms of opening hands. I mean, at least the Dragon Golems will be strong when they come out. The only issue is I might be dead by then. Okay, I have an Amalgam of the Deep. So if I play it right now, I get 4 dragons. If I hold it, I get 5. I think I should just hold it for the extra 5, 6. I know it's kind of greedy to hold it when I'm already taking a lot of damage, but next turn we'll have a bunch of taunt minions, which will be hard to break through. So I think that'll be the turning point. It's unfortunate that I basically had to skip my first 6 turns, almost. Yeah, I definitely needed the extra taunt here, because you see how much stuff he has on the board. No reason to play this, because it's an extra dragon here. Fortunately, did get to the poison max. Oh no. Oh, thankfully we do have a second dragon golem. I am almost dead though. Would be nice to get Fi here. Oh, we did get it. Let's play this first. That'll give me 6 dragons and then play 5 for free. That'll give me a little bit of healing at least. It's quite a strong card actually, especially for this type of a deck. Because if you remember, like Faceless Manipulator was a 5-mana card that just copied a minion. But this is a card that copies it with like Rush, Wind Fury, Divine Shield, and it's also a 4/4 itself. It's a miracle how we managed to stabilize from here. But my opponent just didn't have a good enough of a start in the first few turns to pressure me enough. So now I can just fully clear this board. So what should I do? If I do Aquatic Form, I'll draw 2 of these Sunken Gardens. Or 2 of my options will be Sunken Gardens. What are my other choices? I can play Amalgam of the Deep. Look for something maybe. I think the Nest Matron always comes down, so let's do that first. You know what? I'm not opposed to play Malygos, because we have 2 Innervates in our deck. So that means we can probably play both the Sunken Gardens. And then our Aquatic Form does something more useful. We'll see how many spells do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we might not draw all of our spells. I think I'll just stick to the safe play and fully clear the board. Oh, that's good. It's a good card. So next turn, I think we just win. So we have the Alexstrasza. Ten, 13, 18, 26. I mean, it's a Priest. Generally, Priest is a pretty good matchup for this deck, because you can apply a lot of pressure in the early and mid game. So turn 3, we might see a Love Everlasting. Very popular control Priest card right now. Oh, what did I say? Convert a Divine Shield into a 5/5 elemental. Oh, okay, so the minion loses Divine Shield and you get an elemental. I see. Flint. I didn't know this deck list ran Flint. I actually recently unpacked a golden Flint from one of my arena packs. Oh, that is rough. Wow, this guy got the best Flint imaginable at 5 mana. Oh, okay. So these 2 cards are good for mulligan. Let's just get rid of the Alexstrasza. Ooh, it's a secret mage. That's cool. Now let me just play my 4 mana Firelands Portal. Wow, that was a snap pick. Okay. So let me play Aquatic Form. If this gets me a Flower Child, that would be very awesome. Nice. The next turn, we just play Dragon Golem and hopefully win the game from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one of the dragons will be wasted, but you just played anyways. It's too much of a tempo swing to hold. And of course, no reason to trade. Like 9 damage is a lot of damage. You might think, Mage has Fire Sale, and he probably does here. Yep. But if I traded, then those minions would have died to Fire Sale anyways. So let's see, what do I do here? I don't think we should play Dragon Golem this turn. If you're playing it for only 4, and you might as well just play 2 dragons. So what are my options? I can go Proto Drake plus Amalgam, or I can do Take to the Skies. But I think I have all the dragons I need in my hand. So I'll just start with Amalgam, see what I get. Ysera's a good one to get, actually. Because the Nightmare gives me an extra 4 damage. And the Dream cards have a lot of value. I think I'll just pick the Nest Matron because I can play it immediately, though. Shoot, I'm roping really hard. I almost didn't finish that turn. Oh yeah, I also have to be scared of Inquisitive Creation. Comes out as I say it. 7, 10, 11. Next turn he's just dead though, right? Because I have the Alexstrasza. So what I'll do is I'm gonna play the Dragon Golem here. Should probably dredge first, because maybe I get like a Sharn Gardens or something. Take an Amalgam of the Deep. So how many dragons do I have? 6. Okay, so I'm gonna put my opponent at 7. Play the Dragon Golem to force him to use removal. And only reason why you would go face is if you think your opponent's going to get like 2 armor. But that's not going to happen, right? So I'll just trade into that. Just to play around like a board clear or something. I think it's very much game over here. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of this deck. My final score with it is 57 and 23, and a lot of those games were played in like top 10,000 Legend or in Diamond. So I think that's overall a really good score, especially for a deck like this, which isn't very popular but is still decent.